It was her laughter that froze me in place. Not just any laugh. The kind that bubbles up when someone is truly happy, carefree. A sound I hadn't heard from her in months. It drifted from the kitchen, muffled behind a closed door, followed by a soft giggle that didn't belong to me. I stood in the hallway, holding a box of Christmas lights, and realized my wife was whispering into her phone. "Stop," she said softly, her voice teasing. "You can't say that. Not now." Then came silence and another quick, shy laugh. I wanted to convince myself she was just talking to her mom or friend, but there was a warmth in her voice, something I hadn't felt in a long time, and it twisted something inside me. When she stepped out moments later, she froze briefly at the sight of me. "Oh, you scared me," she said quickly, slipping her phone into her sweater pocket. "Just Mom checking in." I smiled, pretending to believe her, ignoring the faint tremor in her hand and the way her eyes flicked to the window before meeting mine. "Tell her I said hi," I said. She nodded, kissed my cheek, and walked past me. That was the moment something inside me began to crack. A few days later, she told me she wanted to spend Christmas with her parents. "It's been so long since I had a real family Christmas," she said softly, eyes downcast, voice wrapped in nostalgia. "You don't mind, do you?" Of course I minded. Christmas was ours. Hot cocoa, snowman-shaped cookies, late-night movies by the fire. But she looked worn out, distant. I convinced myself that maybe time with her family would help, so I smiled and said, "It's fine." She returned a relieved smile, but her hug felt hollow, polite. She left on December 22nd. I helped her pack, kissed her goodbye, and watched her car disappear down the street. She promised to be back before New Year's. I didn't see her again until mid-January. When she returned, I barely recognized her. Pale, quiet, stiff in movement, her eyes unfocused. "Everything all right?" I asked. "I'm just tired," she said, though her hand kept brushing against her stomach unconsciously, and something about it made my chest tighten. Weeks passed. The distance between us grew. She spent hours in the shower, sometimes crying softly when she thought I couldn't hear. I tried to reach out, but she pulled away, saying she was stressed about work. Then one night, I came home early. She sat at the kitchen table, tears streaking her face, clutching something in her hands. A pregnancy test. I didn't need to ask, but I did anyway. "Whose is it?" My voice was barely a whisper, shaky. Her eyes filled instantly. She didn't answer, didn't deny it, just looked at me, broken. "It's not yours," she said finally, voice trembling. The air left my lungs. My knees nearly buckled. "Who?" I managed to ask. Her lips quivered. "Michael," she said. "Her ex-husband. The man she'd spent years telling me she was over, the one who had, in her words, destroyed her." I laughed, hollow and bitter. "Michael," I repeated, tasting the name like poison. "You went home for Christmas and ended up in his bed?" Tears streamed down her face. "It wasn't planned. We were just talking, and one thing led to another. I didn't mean for it to happen." I turned away, gripping the counter until my knuckles turned white. "You didn't mean for it to happen," I repeated slowly. "You just accidentally slept with your ex on Christmas." She broke down, sobbing. "I made a mistake. I was confused. I thought—" "You thought what?" I snapped. "That I wouldn't find out? That you could come back and pretend everything was fine." Her voice cracked. "I don't want to lose you. I want to fix this. I want you to be part of this baby's life." For a moment, I thought I'd misheard her. Part of the baby's life? I asked quietly. She nodded, trembling. "Michael doesn't want anything to do with it. But you've always been kind. You could raise it with me. We could move past this. You could adopt it." Something inside me shattered. I stared at her, unable to comprehend what she was asking. She had betrayed me, carried another man's child, and now she wanted me to raise it, as if love could erase betrayal. "Do you even hear yourself?" I asked. My voice was soft, but sharp enough to make her flinch. "You want me to pretend this never happened?" "I'm begging you," she whispered, reaching for me. "Please don't walk away. I love you." I stepped back. "You love me?" I said, "You loved me while you were with him." Her face crumpled, but I didn't wait for her reply. I turned and walked into the freezing night. For days, I ignored her calls. The house felt haunted by echoes of her voice, her laughter, that whispered phone call in the kitchen. Every time I thought of her, I saw her holding that test, tears mixing with guilt, and perhaps hope. When I finally returned, it wasn't to reconcile, it was to end it. She was on the couch, her belly beginning to show. "You came back," she said softly, eyes bright with fragile hope. "I came to sign the papers." I told her, the light drained from her face. I saw fear, not of losing me, but of being alone. I handed her the divorce papers and said quietly, "You wanted a family. Now you have one, just not with me." As I walked out for the last time, I felt nothing, no anger, no hate, only emptiness, a silence that settles deep and never leaves. And somewhere in that hollow space, I knew she would spend the rest of her life learning the difference between comfort and love, and realizing too late that she traded one for the illusion of the other.